If you've been following the series, which I hope you have, you know that 6 months ago I started my unique treadmill locked account called MileMan Mode. And whenever this account is logged in, I'm walking. And we track all the miles I go and steps that I take, and they get displayed on screen during all my streams and videos. There's been a lot of comments and questions regarding my setup and how I track everything, and I promised that I would do a setup video, so this video should go into all the cool and nerdy details, talk about my gear, stat tracking app I built, how we engineered a way to automatically speed up the treadmill when we get a Twitch subscriber. So we'll start out by talking about the general setup. So I have these two 27-inch monitors on these monitor mounts so that they are nice and high while I'm walking. However, I do think they could be a tad higher to make them more eye level for better ergonomics. What I'm making do right now, because as you can see I don't have a standing desk. Instead I have this elevated platform where I put my keyboard and mouse and everything. I originally started with a cardboard box with a slab of wood on it, but after I got a feel for exactly how high I wanted my mouse and keyboard to be, I upgraded to this wood stand that I whipped together with some leftover wood that I had kicking around. And I do plan on getting a moving one of the sitting standing desks in the future, because I think it would make it a lot easier to transition from sitting mode to treadmill mode. And it would also help me get my monitors to a better height. And as you can see right now, it's kind of a pain anytime that I have to go from sitting to standing mode. Yeah, I have to adjust the angles on my monitors, and then I have to get my keyboard stand, bring it over, move my mouse and keyboard out of the way and finagle them up on top. And overall, I think getting a standing desk would be a worthwhile investment in the near future, so I'll keep you posted on that. As far as the treadmill I use, it is the City Sports under the desk treadmill walking pad. I'll put a link to that in the description if you're interested, and I'll also add links to everything else I talk about in this video down in the description as well. We've gone over 300 miles on this treadmill, and it's been holding up great so far. I try to keep good care of it. I keep it nice and lubed up. As with lube, always err on the side of too much versus not enough. I'm hoping we can hit 2,000 miles on this sucker, but I'm thinking that might be a little too hopeful, but I guess we'll see. Let me know any improvements that you think I may like or would be good for my setup. I love hearing all of your guys' ideas, or just leave any comments down below, and make sure to drop a like to help out with the algorithm. Help me walk across other people's screens. Moving on to the stat tracker that you see on the side of all my content. Being a software engineer, I built a small web app that runs on my machine to count and display my walking stats while I'm playing. And how the app counts my steps, it's rather simple. It counts up every second according to how fast I tell it that I'm going. So before starting the series, I time myself walking on the treadmill at various speeds to see how many steps per minute I walked at each speed. So for the regular 2.6 miles an hour that we're usually walking, we walk at almost exactly 100 steps per minute. So the stat tracker increases by 1.66 steps when it updates each second. And in the beginning, I wasn't exactly sure of the accuracy of the treadmill speed nor my math, so I also wore a smartwatch that I have on my ankle as a sanity check to make sure that the speed, steps, and distance were all in the same ballpark as my stat tracker. So let's talk about my auto treadmill speed increaser. So I really wanted to make it so that people who are supportive and decide to subscribe on Twitch would have some fun interaction with the whole walking part of MileMan, so that a subscriber would increase the speed of the treadmill by 1 mile an hour for 1 minute. But it needed to be automatic, because I wanted people to be able to sub at fun times, like when I'm doing a boss or something dangerous, to add some extra entertainment. We were able to get it done one weekend with my brothers, who also do engineering and software. And first I'll show an example, and then we'll talk about how we accomplished it. Big bolt. Another big bolt. One more. Mama Care Bear gifted a tier 1 sub. Oh, it definitely is working. It's speeding up the treadmill, alright. Thanks so much for the sub. Can we still get the kill? I don't know. Nope. GF. I think that was really close though. Definitely a lot harder to PK at 3.6 miles an hour. So my treadmill is normally controlled by a remote controller that came with it. See that here? And if you were like me before doing this and didn't know much about a generic remote control like a TV remote with the little plastic light thing on the end of it, when you hit a button, it actually sends a sequence of infrared rays that the TV then captures and translates into the correct command. So for this project, we first needed to decode what those infrared sequences on my treadmill remote were, and then figure out a way to transmit those same signals to control the treadmill automatically. So first, we attached an infrared receiver on an Arduino and loaded it with a program to decode the treadmill commands so we could later replicate them. After decoding the commands, we swapped out the receiver on the Arduino for an IR transmitter so we could then start sending those same commands as the remote control would. We then wrote a program that hooks up to Twitch and is notified if there's a subscriber. And when someone subscribes, this program notifies my stat tracker app so that it also displays the news speed and changes the box to blue so that people know that I'm walking fast for a subscriber. The program also tells the Arduino board to send the signal to start speeding up the treadmill. There's also logic in the program to then slow down the treadmill after a minute or add time if another person happens to subscribe as well, but we won't dig much further into that. So if you have Amazon Prime, come use your free Prime sub when I'm doing something dangerous and see if you can get me killed. For those who are interested in some of my other gear and peripherals, here's my mouse and keyboard. This keyboard is a mechanical keyboard by Havoc with linear switches, which have actually grown on me quite a bit. I initially got them because they're silent switches, and my wife was not a big fan of my old clicky clacky keys when we were sharing an office space. The mouse is a Logitech G203 gaming mouse. I quite like the smaller Logitech gaming mice because they fit well in my smaller-ish hands. For audio, I have these Beats Power Beats Pro. I don't think I'd ever purchase Beats for myself, but I actually won these earbuds as a prize at a hackathon at a time when I was in the market looking for some new earbuds, so that worked out quite perfectly. And I will say that they are quite nice. They're comfortable for long durations when I'm walking and streaming on the treadmill. I also wear them at the gym and they work great there too. For my microphone, I have this Toner USB condenser mic, and for it being like $30, it actually produces a pretty great sound. And it's mounted on the Toner mic arm as well. My PC is getting a little old. It's been a couple of years of me saying, oh, next year will be the year I upgrade my PC. So we'll see, maybe next year. But this PC still does everything I need just fine. RuneScape, streaming, editing. So maybe I'll just ride it till it dies. As for my cameras, I think this one's a Logitech that I have on my face. And then I have some weird brand for my full body cam where you see me walking full frame over on the side of my videos. Yeah, they're working fine. Hopefully you can't tell that they're too low end. Maybe we'll upgrade those in the nearer future. We also have some lighting. We have 2 ring lights. We have one over there to kind of light up my face, one down below to kind of illuminate my body. And then we have some string lights hanging around the room for some general ambiance, because we don't really want to have the normal overhead light on because it puts a really bad glare on me and the cameras. So I think that's everything in my setup. If there's anything that I missed or left out, be sure to let me know and I can answer any questions. But yeah, I've been really enjoying this setup. It's a little ghetto. We got lights nailed into the walls, and we've got command strips holding up my one of my webcams, but it's been working great. Been having a great time. Sorry to change outfits on you right here at the end if you made it all the way here. Somehow forgot to record the very last part of the outro when I was filming yesterday. Anyway, thanks so much for watching and for all the continued support. Let me know what you think down below, and next time be expecting an actual MileMan video. Anyway, take care everybody. See you soon.